Hi, welcome to Heart Academy for January 30th, 2017. This is for the 7th grade homework in which we're going to be practicing percents, decimals, and fractions. Now, for my first period class that was not here today because of our hour delay, I'm still expecting you to do the homework. I'm going to email all parents and let them know that tonight, okay? And tomorrow you will finish up on your quiz on proportions, and we'll do more work with percents, decimals, and fractions. However, I feel that this concept is kind of easy to handle, and with the help of this video, I'm sure that you can complete it on your own. This page, please be sure that you are on this side, because this is the side I'm demonstrating. Make sure your first question looks like that. This side is the classwork. It's already posted in my lab under the assignments. The other side that accompanies it is this side. This side is the homework. This is what's due tomorrow is this page. However, I'm going to demonstrate what to do on the classwork side. So this is where I'm going to begin. What we're doing is converting between percents, decimals, and fractions, and converting means changing one from the other. So if I have a percent, or excuse me, a decimal, I need to know how to change it to a percent, okay? So real easy like, this is all you have to do. And if you need to, make a note. Excuse my slopping handwriting. That stands for decimal. Recording. Okay, that says move the decimal 2 places to the right. Let's do that. First example, if I move this 2 places to the right, 1, 2. I can tell the decimal will be at the end of the number. So basically, 65 point, or remember, if it's at the end of the number, you really don't need the decimal, so I'm just going to take it right back out. Okay? So this is 65, and then just add a percent sign, 65%. Let's do that again. Okay? Looking over here. This one, move the decimal 2 places to the right, 1, 2. You can see the decimal would be right there, leaving 31 in the front. Put your decimal where it's supposed to be, and just add a percent sign, 31.7%. Okay? So changing decimals to percents is rather easy, because all you have to do for every single one of these, no matter where the decimal is in the original problem, is move it 2 places to the right. 1, 2. So that is 17. Remember, if it's at the end, I don't really have to add the decimal at the end. I can just keep it at 17 and just put the percent sign up. Okay? Now, let's move over to the other section. The next section says percent to decimal. This is just as easy. Why? Because all you have to do is move the decimal 2 places to the left. And then you would drop your percent sign. So the biggest thing is, I'm going to do this one first because you can actually see the decimal, right? I'm going to move that decimal over 2 places to the left. 1, 2. You can see it would be right there, meaning my answer would be 0.787. And remember, just drop the decimal point, or excuse me, the percent sign. Okay? Now, what about percents in which you don't see a decimal? Percents at this, let me try it again. Percents when you don't see a decimal are exactly like what happened up here. Remember how this ended up being 1, 2. 65% because I said we don't normally see a decimal if it's at the end. So it's the same thing. The decimal's there, you just don't see it. So just take it from the end and move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. Now you can see it. So my answer here is 0.44. Take the decimal, wherever it is, and move it 2 places to the left. So again, if you don't see the decimal, it's at the end. Move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So this one is going to be 1.95 as a decimal. Okay? Let's move on to the next section. Decimal to a fraction. No problem. Okay? Now, in order to understand this part, you need to understand place value a little bit. Let me just open that up this way. Okay? You need to realize, or remember in some cases, the place value. So look at here. Here's your decimal point, right? The number before it starts with ones, then tens, then hundreds, then thousands, etc. You don't have to worry about all the way up here because it's not going to get that far on this worksheet, okay? Just as long as you know the number before the decimal is the ones place, and then after the decimal, we start with tens, then hundreds, and then thousands, okay? You don't need to worry about these because you're not going to have any problems like that. But you can have problems up to 3 digits after the decimal. So remember tens, hundreds, and thousands. If you're not going to remember it, or if you struggle with it, what I would do is this, okay? Right up here, I would put any number. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put labels. Remember, this was the ones place, right? So I'm going to put an O in here to represent ones. Remember, this is the tenths place, right? So I'm going to put a T for tenths. The next one over would be hundreds, so I'll put an H. And this is just a little reminder I can put on my homework sheet to help me remember. And the third place is tens, hundreds, thousands. So I'll put capital T, a lower h. However, you're going to remember ones and then tens, hundreds, thousands, because that's what's important in order for you to make your fraction correct. All right, here we go. So now that you have that information, you can take this and change it into a fraction. What's the number before the decimal? You have a number before the decimal in this one, right? Okay, so you have a number before the decimal. So you know in a fraction, that's a whole number. If it's before the decimal, it is a whole number. So it looks like this. Now you take the two numbers after the decimal and make that into a fraction. You take a look at what the number really is, 45, and what place value is that 45? Tens, hundreds. So this is saying this is 45 over 100 in order to make it into a fraction. Okay? Because look at this. Tens, hundreds. Okay, so I take that 45 and I put it over 100. It's the same thing as saying this. 1 represents a whole dollar bill, right? So this is 100%. So I leave it as a whole number. The point 45 represents 45 cents, right? So it's 45 cents out of a dollar. That's how you can look at it too. However, if you can reduce, that would be great. I know that these two numbers will reduce. Okay? So if you're not familiar with reducing, that's when your handy dandy multiplication chart will help you out. So what I was saying is that you can use your multiplication chart in order to help you out figure how to reduce. I know that 5 and a 0. I look at the end number and I see a 5 and a 0. I know that pattern is in 5s. So I'm going to go to 5 columns and look for 45 and then 100. Look at that. 45 will change it to a 9. 100 will change it to 20. So really, my friends, what you have here is going to be 9 over, I forgot what the last number I just said was. I'm recording. So I have 9 over 20. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so remember that can reduce to 1, right? Because you got to keep the whole number there no matter what. That 45 is a 9, and that 100 becomes a 20. 1 and 9 20s, or 20s. Okay, so the final answer for that, again, 1 and 9 over 20. This one, no whole number, right? So all you have to do is take the two numbers after the decimal. That's your numerator. What place value is it? Tens, hundreds. So this is 39 over 100. Can it reduce? Always just take a look at your end numbers. I happen to know 9 and 0 are not going to reduce. So you will not find that in the multiplication chart anywhere. So you just leave it as that. This one, there's no whole number. So I will take that 76, make it a numerator. What place value is that 76? Tens, hundreds. Okay? With this one, I know that these two end numbers are even. Two even numbers will reduce. Find the row that has a 76 and 100 in it. So go to your multiplication chart, find a row that has a 76 and 100 in it, okay? And that one should come up with as, it was nice. Let's see, 76, we got 100. Might take you a little bit. Six and 100. I can't remember what it was. Do you see a row with 76 and 100 in here, anybody? Okay, hold on. That's a 75, so I know that's going to work. I'm going to look for the 76 first. That ain't going to work. Nope. There's a 75. 76. But no 100. Of course not. Anyway, I'm not going to sit there. I can't sit here and find it, but I can. Hold on. So, using multiplication chart, I'm going to tell you, long story short, this is going to change to a 19, and that one's going to change it to a 25. Oh yeah, I don't remember what column it's in now. It's in a fours. Nope. So 19, okay, and 45. 19 and 45. Okay, I know it's going to end up being that way because 4 goes into 125 times. Okay, got it. Anyway, let me demonstrate a few more so you understand how to do that. All right. Whoops. Okay. So now I have, let's do this one. I have 181, decimal to a fraction. Okay, so you see that 1 as a whole number, 81 is a numerator, place value, tens, hundreds, still 100. I happen to know that a 1 and a 0 for n numbers is not going to reduce, so you're done. Okay? And this one, oh, you're going to run into a thousands place. This has no whole number, but I have 496 tens, hundreds, thousands. I will tell you this will reduce, but you're probably not going to find it on your multiplication chart. This will reduce to 62 over 125. So with the reducing thing, if it's in a thousands place, don't worry about reducing. Okay? This one over here, tens, hundreds. I have 21 over 100, and I know that's not going to reduce. If you can't find all your reduced answers, that is okay. Whoops. Good. That is okay, but I do want you to try some of them. Don't have to do all of them. Certainly don't have to do the ones in a thousands place, but I would like for you to try some of them. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the next part. With the next part, we're going to convert from fraction to decimal. And here's how it goes. This part is rather easy. Fraction and decimal, especially if you have a calculator, is simple. Because fractions means divide. Fractions are a part of division. So you're just going to divide 16 into 20. 16 divided by 20. The answer is 0.8.
Wait, 16 divided by 10.
10. Thank you. That was my star student Mira in the background in my first period class who had to answer that question, and she caught what I was doing. You weren't working with me, so I don't know what you were doing. So, 16 and a 10. There we go, 1.6. Okay? So, fraction to decimal, easy. Put it in a calculator. Top number first. 3 divided by 8. 3 divided by 8. I got 0.375. There you go. Okay? Let's move on to fractions and to percent.